What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am here with the box office numbers. It's time for Weekend Watch. Over the past couple of days, Quentin Tarantino had a lot to say about a few select actors in Hollywood. He said Paul Dano is the worst actor in SAG. I guess apparently he does not really care for Owen Wilson. And he also threw Matthew Lillard's name out there as well. However, Matthew Lillard is getting the last laugh because his film debuted at #1. And this is not just a solid debut, this is record breaking. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 debuted at #1, kicking out Zootopia 2 with a $63 million domestic opening weekend. The worldwide total is at $109 million. So I am kind of surprised with this grand total so far, but also I am not surprised at the same time. The reason why I'm kind of surprised is because I thought Zootopia 2 was really going to have the strength to hold on to #1 for at least 2 weekends in a row. I'm also kind of surprised because the early reviews about Five Nights at Freddy's 2 were either mixed or in the negative. And so the reason why I am really not surprised about this is because the strength of the opening weekend for the first film. The first Five Nights at Freddy's movie that opened 2 years ago opened to an incredible $80 million. Now, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 did open a little bit lower, but this is still record breaking. And because there is that competition with Zootopia 2 and a little bit with Wicked for Good, we'll talk about that number in just a second, I completely understand why the opening weekend number for Five Nights at Freddy's 2 did not equal the first film. But $63 million is an incredible number for a horror film post-Thanksgiving weekend. And I'm just looking forward to seeing how this is going to hold up going into the following weekend, because this coming weekend we do have a couple of movies opening, but nothing that is going to be huge competition for the top 2 films. Maybe a little bit of competition for Wicked for Good, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. So right now, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is the grand champion at the box office, and Quentin Tarantino just does not know what he is talking about because, as we all know, Matthew Lillard is so fantastic. Let's move on and talk about the rest of the top 5. Second and third place. Second place is Zootopia 2. $43 million in weekend #2, but the real great news for this movie is the worldwide total after 2 weekends at the box office and 1 solid week, $915 million worldwide. This movie is so incredibly close to $1 billion. And over 400 million of that international money is just from China alone. That is truly, truly incredible. What is it about Zootopia that China just absolutely loves? Can anyone answer this for me? If you can, please feel free to comment down below, because I'm just really questioning, what is it about Zootopia? They love it. They're just, it's the thing right now for them. So please explain this to me. I am curious. Now, in third place, unfortunately, is Wicked for Good. Wicked for Good brought in $16.7 million this past weekend, but the worldwide total is where the real problem exists. $440 million so far. And with Avatar 3 right on the horizon in a couple of weekends, this is not a good sign for Wicked for Good. It's had the mixed reviews. That has not been pushing it out very well. Then we have no international box office. Domestically, Wicked is extremely popular. Internationally, they just do not care for it. I don't understand the reason why. They're just not fans of it. So because Wicked for Good does not have that international box office, That is what is really hurting the worldwide total. I'm not really sure where Wicked for Good is going to end up by the end of the box office run. Probably at this point, I would say between 550 and 600 million if it is lucky. Now, fourth and fifth place. Fourth place is a film I had not heard of. Forgive me if I mispronounce this. I probably will, but I mispronounce things all the time. It's not shocking. Jujutsu Kaisen Execution. Am I close? Am I close with it? I really hope so. $10.1 million in its opening weekend. Unfortunately, I do not have a worldwide total for that film, but very impressive for it to break into the top five. And then rounding out the top five in fifth place, we have Now You See Me, Now You Don't, with a $3.5 million weekend. This film worldwide is at $210 million. Let's talk about the new movies hitting the box office this coming weekend. Are they going to be any kind of competition for Five Nights at Freddy's or Zootopia? We have Ella McKay, which is directed by James L. Brooks, and we also have a horror remake for Silent Night, Deadly Night. Now, out of these two movies, I do believe that Ella McKay has the better chance of breaking into the top five. I don't believe the strength is there to take down Zootopia or Five Nights at Freddy's, because the trailer for this movie, I just don't think the trailer did its job to pique the interest of many people. I haven't really heard a lot of online chatter talking about Ella McKay all that much. However, I do think that the film is great counter programming, and it is focusing in on the female demographic. That is certainly going to compete with Wicked for Good. But I don't believe Ella McKay is going to debut at number one. I don't believe that's going to happen. It does have the possibility of breaking in maybe fourth or fifth place. Now, as far as Silent Night, Deadly Night, I would love for this movie to break into the top five, but I just don't think it's going to happen. A couple of reasons is because this is another horror movie. We just had Five Nights at Freddy's debut, so to have a horror film right after another one, that may be kind of difficult, because if people do want to check out a horror movie, they might go for Five Nights at Freddy's 2 instead. There's also the lack of show times, because when I was looking at my AMC app, interested in booking my reservation and show times, things like that, Silent Night, Deadly Night only has a couple of show times per day. It only has two. So it doesn't have the standard like maybe 4 or 5 show times a day. So because of that, it's going to be very difficult for Silent Night, Deadly Night to make any kind of impact. But I am looking forward to checking out Silent Night, Deadly Night, because the original film is absolutely a guilty pleasure. It's not a super fantastic movie, but the early reviews that I have seen for the remake have been extremely positive. So out of the two, if I had to choose only one film to go and check out this coming weekend, I'm going to Silent Night, Deadly Night. Not Ella McKay. She can kick rocks over there. I'm going to the horror remake because I think that's going to be a much better film, but that's just me personally. Now let's talk about streaming, because as I always say, there's always options on streaming for you. And I am very excited because over on Netflix this week, we have the debut of Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. I love Knives Out. I love murder mysteries. So I am just so excited to finally watch the third installment of this franchise. And from what I have heard, it's better than Glass Onion, which is great, because Glass Onion, I gotta be honest, I was not the biggest fan. I was let down by that second movie. I'm not really sure what it was about the film, but it just didn't live up to the first movie, in my opinion. So I feel like the third film, Wake Up Dead Man, is kind of getting back to that original movie's vibes just a little bit. So I cannot wait. I have it marked down on my calendar. I am watching Wake Up Dead Man. I'm looking forward to it. Over on HBO Max this week, we have Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. I did watch this movie. I received the Blu-ray from the studio, and I will say, if you're a major fan of that first film, you are going to want to watch this follow-up. It is worth your time. And also, if just by coincidence, if you have not seen the first movie, it's also streaming on HBO Max. So you can kind of have a double feature night, watch both movies back to back. That could be a lot of fun. Now, if you are a major Taylor Swift fan, you're going to want to pay attention, because over on Disney Plus this week, we have not one, but two Taylor Swift items. We have Taylor Swift, End of an Era. This is a 6-episode docuseries, but not only that, we also have the final show of the Eras tour. So if you're missing out on some Taylor Swift, you need her back in your life for some reason, this coming week, I think all of this drops on December 12th. That's going to make your lifetime. Merry Christmas to you from Disney Plus. I'm good. I'm not a Swiftie. I'm not a major Taylor Swift fan, so I will be skipping that this week. All right, over on Prime Video. I think this is a rom-com. I'm not exactly sure. There's a dog thrown in here. It's called Merv. Bad title, in my opinion. Really, really bad title for a movie. I'm assuming that's the dog's name. It doesn't really do anything. It doesn't really make me want to watch this film. I can't anyway. I don't have Prime Video, so that's fine. I don't need to watch that. I'm not able to. I'm good. I'll be watching Wake Up Dead Man instead. That's fine with me. Now, over on Paramount Plus, we have one of the underrated movies of the year this year, finally dropping on streaming. We have Roof Man, starring Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst. This is such a great movie. It took me by surprise, based on a true story. So if you like movies based on true stories, you're definitely going to want to check this out. Also, there is a little bit of Christmas in the film as well. So it's kind of like a non-Christmas movie, or alternative Christmas film, however you want to say it. So absolutely put that into your movie watching rotation for the holiday season. Now, finally, on Apple TV, we have the big debut of the week with F1 the movie. Finally landing on streaming. I feel like it's taken forever, but F1 the movie is finally landing on Apple TV. One of the best films of the year. It's absolutely going to be in my top 5, or my top 10, excuse me. Top 10, not top 5. Maybe top 5. I don't know. I haven't made the list yet. But one of the best films of the year. Starring Brad Pitt. I mean, he's great to look at, so nothing wrong with this movie at all. Great sound, great cinematography from the creators of Top Gun Maverick. You really can't lose with F1 the movie. That is everything happening at the box office and also on streaming. So comment down below and let me know your thoughts about the top 5. I didn't even say my 1, 2, 3 for next week. That's okay. That's all right. I just realized that. That is okay. You know what? I'll just say it quickly right now. I think what's going to happen with the box office this time next week, I do believe that Zootopia 2 is going to resurge, and it's going to take over number 1, because what happened with the original Five Nights at Freddy's is that weekend number 2, it dropped off drastically. It was very front loaded in that opening weekend. So I do believe that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 will drop to 2nd place, and I will just say Wicked for Good in 3rd place. So Zootopia, Five Nights, Wicked. Sorry. Sorry that I did not say that. I don't know. I just got all messed up. But that is currently everything happening at the box office and also on streaming. So comment down below and let me know your thoughts about everything that I talked about. Are you surprised at the performance of Five Nights at Freddy's, or it was just going to be a given? Or what about Zootopia? Comment down below and let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you next time.